Hey guys, happy fabulous Friday. It is so good to know it's Friday. I'm as happy as a clam that it is Friday. So I wanted to do a video with a Pocahontas. Okay, so I've had this idea for a Pocahontas inspired card for a little bit. Because I've just been wanting a card that was, that just embodied Pocahontas. So before I get started though, I have a couple things I want to remind you of. My Disney inspired princess class, it closes on Monday, so you only have a few more days to sign up. I am super excited about it. It's full of Disney treats for you guys are my favorite thing. I love making Disney treats for my classes because I think it's just a fun way to spoil you guys, and I love that. The other part of my class is that you get 6 projects, well, technically 7 projects. You're going to get 6, 3, I think it's 5 cards and then 1 bag, and then 5 cards and 1 bag, and then you're getting a 6x6 framed piece that's princess inspired using this Friendship Royalty set. So this week is World Princess Week, which is why I was so excited to do all these princess inspired things. It was perfect timing for my class. So that class is available, I think, until Monday. I'm pretty sure the last day is Monday. So if you go back to my Fabulous Stamper page right now, you can see all the posts that I've made about it. I've also sent out several emails, so be sure to sign up. So, okay, so Friendship Royalty, loving this set. And so it's called Distressed Gold. I thought it was called Brushed Gold. I was thinking that I wanted to use this Distressed Gold to make a Pocahontas card. I wanted a Pocahontas card because even though Pocahontas is not a princess, I mean, she is a princess. If you go and look at Disney's website, they list her as a princess because, technically she's a chief's daughter. So she, in a way, kind of like Moana, she's the chief's daughter. So she's a princess in the way that they list them on the website and stuff. It's pretty much the daughter of a king or a queen is a princess, like you would normally define it. Now, the Frozen sisters are technically queens, so they have left the princess level, but I don't know, I still see them as princesses, but I don't know, that's just something separate. Anyway, so just like when I did my Merida card, I remember I did this Merida card a few weeks ago. There we go. So I did this Merida card a few weeks ago. She doesn't wear a crown, really. I mean, she does in one scene. But, she's so tough. It's I needed to make sure that her card had the tartan. And so I made this tartan paper. And I show you how to do that in the video. It's using the gingham. And then I added the black lines to make it look more tartan and plaid. And then I added the gold crown, and then I added these black jewels because I felt like the black was more, I don't know, it felt more Merida, because Merida has that dark, not darkness, but she's tough and rough. And so for her crown to have black in it, I felt was kind of cool anyway. And so with the Pocahontas card that I'm showing you today, it's kind of the same thing. I made the Mulan card on Monday, and so today I'm making I want to make a Pocahontas card using that brushed metallic or distressed gold, the distressed gold, which is here. And there's something about this gold that isn't that very Moana, you know what I mean? Because she's a princess still, so sometimes in Disney they'll have her dress up and be more princess-like, and then sometimes they'll keep her just in her traditional native garb. So I did kind of a combination of everything. So I made this fun card using the distressed gold, and I almost stamped this in I think this is pecan pie, this ribbon. And so I'll show you all that in a minute. So the layout's not that complicated, but I really just wanted to do a Pocahontas card because I thought that would be fun. So let's go ahead and get started. the basics of it are real simple. So I used a, so this is 3 1/4 by 5 inches of the distressed gold. And it's not shiny like it is, but it isn't. It's definitely a rougher color. And it reminded me a lot of the native, you know, like because her fabric is like probably an animal skin, you know, type of fabric. And so I thought that was kind of cool. And so let's go ahead and put our little layout here. And then we're going to do with our ribbon, I decided to make sure, so this is pecan, I think this is pecan pie. And the name of this ribbon I've forgotten, but it's this nice like open weave. But you see how it's like too plain. I was gonna keep it just as it is, but it's like a little too plain. And actually I think I'm gonna try a different color. Part of me wants to try a different color with the, see I had pecan pie, but a part of me almost thinks the pecan pie might be good on the label because I have the pecan pie here. Let me think. Like, I think I'm going to try it with pecan pie. Let me go grab it. Then I'll have one with pecan pie and one with gold, and you guys can tell me which one you like better. So with this ribbon, we're just going to use, we're turning the card sideways. I want it horizontal. I just thought it looked better. I just kind of liked that it was off center. I forgot the name of this ribbon, but I like that it's double-edged, and it's actually a really nice texture ribbon. I have just a sample of it, and that's how I will often sign up for ribbons. I'll participate with my friends who have ribbon shares. And then I took the vanilla, it's called the gold, satin edged ribbon. And it's the one that's vanilla and gold. And I have a scrap here. Like I had an extra scrap, so I attached it to the ribbon spool. So I didn't forget, I kept forgetting that I had this extra scrap. So I wanted to make sure I used it. And so I put the two together, and then I'm going to wrap them around the back. And so, and I don't want it in the middle. I do want it a little off to the side. And so I'm just going to tape that down. But look how, I mean, it really elevates it when you add this extra gold ribbon, satin edged ribbon on top of, it's not satin on the edge here. It almost looks like a satin. It might be a satin edge, but it's a pecan color. But because the texture in the center is so rustic, it's interesting how this little piece of vanilla and gold really elevates that ribbon to like a nicer, like a princess, you know? Like I said, Pocahontas doesn't necessarily, she doesn't necessarily wear a crown. But I could see how easily during like celebrations and stuff, they might make her a crown that would be very rustic looking. So there we go. And let me make sure it's going to be, yeah, so I can glue that down. Then I used my die cut machine with, what's the name of these? Nested dies. I went ahead and got Veneria Vanilla, and I used this larger nested dies. They're so good. I love how the shapes of these. I've used them a few times. I've used some of them. Oh my gosh, I just put it on top of that. What a weirdo. I did that earlier too. Like I forgot I was gluing, and I just like set stuff down. Like my fingers were covered in glue. Sheesh, woman. Luckily, I didn't put the face of my little piece down. So there we go. I was gluing earlier and I did that same exact thing. So yay, there we go. And so look at how that ribbon is elevated. Let me get the light a little brighter. And so see how that shine just really elevates. So this was the ribbon before I added that piece, and it didn't look right when I had just the vanilla. and I'll show you what I mean. When I had just the vanilla and gold, it looked fine, but it didn't make me think of Pocahontas. You know what I mean? Like, this didn't make me think of Pocahontas. But this definitely had me screaming Pocahontas. There's also another twine-like ribbon that we have, and I considered using that one, but I decided against it because once I saw how this looked together, I was more a fan. And so I liked how that, and you can still see through that like tan textured, like almost like a canvas style piece, you know? So there you go. I just love how that got so elevated with just such a simple, style. Okay, so we're gonna need that for our ink. Okay, I was gonna use crust curry, but you know, I'm gonna try the pecan pie on with my crown on our label because I thought, you know, I should try it and just see how it goes. The gold looks fine for Pocahontas, but okay, so I went ahead and took a really big block for using this crown because it's been a little hard to make sure I get this and this like centered. Oh good, it rocked, but it didn't make a mess. I've had a hard time getting it centered just right on the sides, and even now it's not totally centered. I'd have just a little tiny bit of a hard time. So using the bigger one has been more helpful. So just FYI. And then I'm going to stamp my inside with "You were born to be fabulous, not perfect." And I'm using Coastal Cabana. And in order to stamp this straight, you look at the straight edges of the stamp. So you see how these words are straight and these words are straight, but the curliness of the fabulous will throw off your eye if you're not paying attention. So just look at the straight block letters and not at the curly Q, because the curliness kind of throws off your eye. So, all right, so there's our sentiment. And then on the inside, I went ahead and I was going to go try and find some leaves, but maybe I'll do another card with that later. Instead, I took the little like star pattern, and from this, they have this diamond, and then they also have the star, little like, it's a star, or they have like a traditional star. So you've got like a couple options, or like a twinkle, or whatever you want to call it. And so I went ahead and I used that instead. Whoops. So the layers of my card, this is 4 1/4 by 11, and then scored at 5 1/2. And then the pretty peacock is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then the distressed gold is 3 3/4 by 5, which I think I said that, but I think I got distracted and forgot about the others. And this very vanilla on the inside is 4 inches, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just gonna glue that down on the inside. I always like to add a little something. I should add something to the envelope, especially because it's very vanilla. Like, I like to make sure my very vanilla cards have their own envelope because I don't use very vanilla that often. So sometimes I'll run out of it, and I kind of hate sending a card with white. Oh, look at how good that looks. I hadn't, see on this one, I had just used the gold because I just thought it was going to be better, but I hadn't decided on the ribbon. That, like, it's not sisal. Now I want to know the name of the ribbon because it's going to bother me. There we go. There we go. Yeah, pecan pie bordered ribbon. And it's $8 for only 5 yards. Wow, normally they give you 10 yards, but you only get 5 yards. That's a surprise for $8. Normally it's 10 yards. I wonder if that's a typo, because normally it's, I wonder if that's a typo, because everything else is 10 yards except when you're getting, I think that might be a typo because I also have this ribbon. And oh no, this one's only 5 yards too. So it's probably not a typo. I thought it would have been, that's weird. I'm surprised. because normally they give us 10 yards, but it's only 5 yards for $8. Prices of everything go up, you know. So now, the best part of these crowns that I've been making has been less about the crown and more about the fancy embellishments that I add that make it look so gorgeous. So lately I've just in love with these flat pearls, the flat adhesive back pearls. They are just so pretty. I've already used this whole pack, which is really unusual because like I don't usually, I mean, other than rhinestones, I'll use a ton of rhinestones, but I'm surprised I've used all of my pearls from this package, and that's fine. I just ordered another package and I think I got it in the mail today. Okay, I just dropped it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was gonna say, I know it just fell down. And so I'm putting one in the center. I don't really like this drop pearl in this particular design, so I tend to cover it up, but it's up to you. And then what I'm doing, so you know, even though they have diamonds in certain spots, you can cover them up with something else. And that's what I've been doing with some of my designs, because I wanted them just to have a different, because each crown that you get for a princess is always a little bit different. I wonder if there is a Pocahontas tiara. Like, I wonder if they've ever sold one. I'm gonna look really quick. Pocahontas Disney tiara. Because I feel like, I mean, I know for Moana, they've sold, like, they have made one. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it right now. The one that they made is all like feather, like it's a big feather, and it's from Disney. And it's a big like gold feather, and it's got all this teal, because you know Pocahontas has the teal necklace. And so all the gems that they used for the Pocahontas tiara were this Coastal Cabana, like a little bit darker than Coastal Cabana. And then, but it's a feather shape, the way they made the tiara. So I'm glad I checked, because I'm like, I wonder if they've made one by Disney. You know, like people make their own, but I wondered if they'd made one from Disney. And they have. It's actually really pretty, really unusual. And it's got like extra little things hanging down. That's actually cool. That would have been a cool thing to try. That would be good even for the, like a Moana tiara. So anyway, I just looked it up. So if you want to Google Pocahontas tiara, you'll see there's one from Disney. All right, so then these pearls are actually going to be in the catalog on September 1st. They are new. And I've got a couple here that fell off that I'm going to use. These two here, I'm gonna add a little, because these are from, yeah, these are the Pretty Peacock. I'm just gonna add a little glue and put those on. So it's Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, Bubble Bath, and Gold. And so these were perfect. So I went ahead and I took the Pretty Peacock and I put one right above the main gem here, you know, or in the main gem area. And then I put another large one over here on the side. There's just two sizes of pearls. It's either really big or really tiny in this particular pack. And then I'm gonna put two peacock pearls right here. These are the ones I peeled off earlier from another project. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those. Where'd my glue go? Oh, you know what? It probably fell. That's what fell. I was going to say something fell and I didn't know what. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and I'm just going to take this little glue dot. You could use white glue too. I'm going to roll it up just a little to make sure I can fit that tiny pearl on it. I'm not going to waste any pearls, especially the new ones that just came in. They're probably going to sell out pretty quick. So, and if you order, well, I don't know if these will be the pearls. It all depends on the shipping, like the available products. But on September 1st, these will be available. But for my Disney class, if you order the $80 package, I give you a free pack of pearls. I don't know if it was going to be this pack. It all depends on availability and what I'm able to get when I make the order. Because if it sells out really quick, then I can't use these. Oh, I need the gold ones too. And then I put the gold ones, because you still have all that gold paper. I mean, yeah, the gold paper. And even the gold on I've been using these up. And so there's still time to sign up for my class, so don't forget. And then I decided to use the 3 gems from the Tinsel Gems, the 3-pack version. Oh, here's another Lost Lagoon. I was using Lost Lagoon, but I decided I didn't like it. It would work better, I think, on a Tiana card. Maybe I'll do a Tiana card as another one. I'll have to get to thinking on that one. Little Lost Lagoon, some yellow. Lemon Lolly is a good color for Tiana. So these will be available on September 1st, but I couldn't resist using them today. So, all right. So then the Tinsel Gems, this is the 3-pack version. There's also a 4-pack that has one more color. It's got pink and it's got pink and I think blue also. I think it's got pink, but like blueberry bushel. And then I forget the colors that are in it now. And it's got like a lemon lime or a yellow. All right, so then I'm taking one of the large Tinsel Gems. I believe that this is Coastal Cabana color. And then I'm using 2 of the smaller ones. I gotta just turn it sideways a little to get. And I know it's just decorating, you know, the tiara. And so it seems like, oh, it's not that hard. But it actually takes a lot more time to get your design of your tiara just right. Because, you know, you want to make sure it looks like your princess. So it just elevates, to me, adding an excessive amount of gems elevates the actual stamp. So, you know, you see, you can have the plain stamp, you know what I mean? But once you start adding all these extra gems, it like really like bumps it up to a higher level, you know? And so here, I'll go ahead and shine it. So pretty, right? So we've got the peacock on these ones here. These top ones have peacock, and these 2 tiny ones down here have peacock. And these are the Tinsel Gems here. The lighter ones are the Tinsel Gems. And then I added the gold at the top because I thought gold. I almost think, oh, and then I did the flat gems, but I turned these ones, these small ones, I turned them sideways. And I liked that turning them sideways just added a different element of design, you know, to turn them sideways. I never would have thought to turn those sideways. I've been using them just vertically. So I kind of like that I turned them sideways on this crown and made them something else. So I agree, Marsha. I feel like a tiara needs lots and lots of gems, personally. So yeah, so don't forget to sign up for that class if you guys are interested. I know a lot of people are busy because they're going to Las Vegas. Some are already in Las Vegas. And then for the convention, it's like, I don't think it's a convention. Is it the convention? It's called backstage. It's not the, it's backstage or on stage. I don't know. I never really know what the conventions are because I don't really go to them, you know, like I'm not high enough in the company yet, but I'm putting that out in the universe that I'll grow. I had someone today who wondered if I had used Disney dies. I'm like, no, all the stuff that I use to make my Disney cards is all Stampin' Up. And I thought that was such a good compliment. I thought it was so cool. They were talking about my paper pumpkin alternatives. You know, I did the one that was Stitch and the mermaid, and they were asking about them. Like they were looking at them and they assumed that they were dies. I'm like, no, I just did a little trimming. That's how I got them so cute. So there we go. But again, really simple, because I felt like if I added Oh, backstage is for Silver Elite. That's why I didn't know about. Okay. Yeah, I love tiaras. I'm a big princess fan. So backstage is for the Silver Elite, and I'm just silver. And so, not that that's a bad thing. It's just I'm not the higher level. So yeah, I thought it was so cool that she thought my stuff was actually Disney company. I'm like, no, it's just Disney inspired, and I just think of cool ideas. So here's our card. I don't even know if it looks as pretty in the video as it does in real life. But when I shine it, you can see all that nice shine. And it just looks so good. And okay, so pecan pie. Okay, so here's the test. Pecan pie or gold for Pocahontas. I'm actually thinking the pecan pie is better than the gold, personally. Because the gold can be any princess. You know what I mean? So part of me feels like the pecan pie is actually a better option for Pocahontas than the actual gold. You know? And so, yeah, right, Marcia? I mean, they're both good. I mean, this gold one is gorgeous, but I was like, no, when I stamped it flat, it just didn't look right to me. But once I added this ribbon, it really elevates it, you know, and adds that extra, you know. And pecan pie is a new permanent color that we have. I don't think it's a returning color. I think it's a brand new color. Like blueberry bushels returning. It was an in color before. So, but yeah, I mean, so pretty and just love it. And with the distressed gold, it just fits, you know, like having distressed gold would not look good with any princess, but it's perfect for Pocahontas. And the distressed gold paper is in our standard catalog. We also have a distressed, like, peacock and gold paper, it's like a brushed metallic like paper. I think I might get some of that and try some other I don't know if I'll do princesses, but now my brain is like spinning, like I could do another card that's like another Pocahontas card, but something else, you know, like, or I could even use this distressed gold with Merida, you know what I mean? Because I think having it kind of tarnished is very Merida, because she doesn't really, you know, she doesn't like being a princess. She wants to just be, she doesn't mind being a princess, but not a wife and having to get married kind of thing. And so, yeah, so pretty. I love how these turned out. And then the inside with the little sparkle, just a little, you know, just a little treat inside, you know? And so between the Merida one and these Pocahontas ones, I felt like I did. And then the Mulan one I did the other day was also really good. Just a different design, different style. And so, yeah, so these are perfect. I just love this. And yet I'm still, if I told someone that's a Disney person that this is a Moana card, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. The Merida card was a few weeks ago, Marcia. I'm not sure if you watched or not. I think you did the replay. But I had to create this paper with the gingham. And so this Merida card was a few weeks ago, and I made sure that there was black added to the crown because I felt like the dark green and the black just really was very, very Merida style. Yeah, it's in there. It's, if you scroll back through my videos, you'll see it, and see I put a little, there's a little tartan piece on the inside. Yeah, I need to take, I think I need to add a picture to the copy of the video, but yeah, it's on there. So yeah, it's super gorgeous. I love this card, and I like that it's off center too. I like this layout of having it off center. I was going to put it centered in the middle here, but when I started designing, I'm like, no, I really want it off to the side. I want to see all this distressing. I want all that to show. So fun. Don't forget, you have just a few more days to sign up for my princess class, and a few more days to make an order with me. If you would like to make an order with me, I'm only $400 shy of my goal. And so go ahead and sign up. I'd really appreciate it. Or go ahead and just make a purchase. I'd really appreciate it. Fabulous-Stamper.com. And I will see you guys on Monday. But this is the end of World Princess Week, so I probably won't make another princess card because Monday, well, maybe I will, because Monday's our last day for our class to sign up. But I don't know. I'll have to get to thinking. Look, Kitty's already telling us we're done. He's like, no, Mom, we're finished. You're done. You've reached your quota of time. So I know, baby. I know. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, ladies. And I will see you guys on Monday with the brand new card. So, all right, boo-boo. Yeah, boo-boosh has decided that I am done stamping. So, all right. So, well, thanks so much for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys. And thanks, Marsha. I'm glad you like it off-center, too. I agree. I think it has a nice quality to it. So, all right. Have a great day. Thanks.